When the doctor told me I was going to have quintuplets, I was in complete shock. How can we care for 5 children?
With childcare, we are negative $3,610 per month. It doesn't add up. The money just isn't there.
Dr. Phil, we have 5 babies. What are we gonna do?
You've been on maternity leave, right?
Yes.
But I understand you've got a call today that you've got to be back to work
they
Monday.
Want me on Monday.
Are you going to go back?
I need to go back so we can pay for these babies.
Several companies wanted to help Tom and Candace through their first year as well. Can we bring it all out? All the food, all the cereal, all the diapers, everything that you need for these babies for an entire year.
Thomas, you told my producers that you still get emotional talking about what happened here on the show.
Yes, I do. What you did for us, Dr. Phil, it was really one of the most amazing things that has ever happened to us. It made such a difference in our lives. I mean, to have a year's supply, not just for one baby, but a year's supply for 5 babies.
Right.
I mean, it allowed us to be able to care for our children properly.
What's it been like for you guys?
They were amazing babies, awesome kids. We couldn't ask for anything else.
Thomas, you quit your job and stayed at home because somebody had to do it, right?
You just so matter-of-factly expressed to us, somebody's gonna have to quit their job.
Yeah.
You know, and we just hadn't thought about that. As, you know, we were like, we can only do this if both of us are working. But you were right. I took care of them for the first 2 years at home. So, and it was the best thing.
Yeah. And America fell in love with you guys, and it was just great. So thank you for coming and letting me see you.
I feel like I'm in an abusive relationship with my 15-year-old son. We don't know what Rivers is capable of.
Shut the up, you.
He has slammed the door in my face and caused me to have a bloody eye.
He's pushed me through his closet doors. He said, "Don't with me." I have completely lost control of my son.
Rivers threatened the safety of my field crew.
I swear to God, I'm gonna slit their throat.
What gives you the right to call your mother a bitch and a slut?
Whenever I get mad or show that I'm like really upset, then they kind of back off,
You throw a tantrum and she leaves.
basically.
What I see here is a spoiled brat kid who gets rewarded for bad behavior.
He doesn't have any limits. I do as a father.
If you had really drawn the line in the sand when he was 4, 5, or 6, this would be a lot easier.
We are going to convert to commando-style parenting.
I swear I will change everything if you just let me stay home. There's no way I can do this.
Well, did Rivers finally grow up and stop his abusive behavior? Well, he sure did. Rivers and Hunter, come on out. It's so good to see you guys. Dad?
Well, it's very good to see you too. The thing that I want to thank you the most for is being the catalyst to start us off on the right path, because it was a journey and it still is. But
Well, of course.
Rivers is doing much better, and I just thank you for that opportunity initially.
Yeah, and I got to say, Rivers, you got to be proud of yourself.
I am.
At this point.
I made a big step forward.
And you sold your gaming console, and you put that money towards getting
my
your GED, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know, he admitted that he had a problem with too much time on the gaming computer, and he wasn't able to focus on what was his passion, which is music. So he used that money to get through his GED, and he bought a really nice keyboard, and he plays on it a lot more than he ever played on that gaming device.
Yeah. It's just all about following your passion and following your dreams. And so I'm just so proud of you guys for doing this.
Thank you.
And thank you for coming back and sharing, man.
Thank you.
Who bought you this dress?
You.
Who bought you your bathing suit?
You.
My older sister Gina is a shopaholic, and she is turning my 4-year-old daughter Dawson into a shopaholic as well.
You like to go shopping with me? Cassandra is jealous because I can buy the things for Dawson that she can't.
It's gonna have to stop really soon because she's creating a monster.
Are you concerned at all that she is getting spoiled?
Nope, because when we finish shopping, I take her home to Cassandra.
What in the world are you doing allowing her to do that with your child?
Well, I don't want to stop her from seeing her because Dawson is already attached to her Auntie Gina.
But that's not your problem. And you gloat over being able to do what she can't, do you not?
I have the time, I have the money, and then I have Dawson.
You see? That's the thing.
No, I see. Do you see?
Yes, I do.
Dawson is now 18 and says now it's her mother who needs a spoiling intervention. So you took over for the aunt.
I think I did. I remember you said it clearly. You said, why are you allowing her, your sister, to do this to your child? I said, you know, Dr. Phil, you're right. I should be spoiling my child.
No, that wasn't exactly my point. So you threw a really lavish graduation party, right?
I did.
And you gave her a little card with something tucked into it for graduation. What'd you give her?
I gave her a check for $20,000.
Yeah. But the good news here is despite your worst efforts and your sister's worst efforts, you have your feet squarely on the ground, right?
I do. I think my focus right now is really on school and making sure everything's in place.
So what do you think about that?
I need her to allow me to give her things. She turns down everything I give her.
I don't feel like I need designer things. Like, school's my focus. I don't think I need shoes that cost a mortgage.
Yeah. Well, Dawson and Cassandra, seriously, thank you guys. You're delights.
I have been with the show for 15 seasons. Not only has Dr. Phil been with me for all of my milestones, but it's been amazing to watch so many of his milestones as well. And I just love watching his own family grow. I cannot imagine our show without our fearless leader, Carla Pennington. She has seen me waddle around pregnant. She has let my children run into her office and answer the phones. She even threw me a baby shower at her home. Her generosity knows no bounds.
Hey, Dr. Phil, it's Stephanie Lynn. I made the very tough decision to step away from production and become a mom full-time to my daughter. You guys were so wonderful to keep in touch over the years and make me feel like I always had a place to come back to if I was ready. And I couldn't stay away long. Robin hired me as a contributing writer for her podcast, I've Got a Secret. And recently, I started booking again for the Dr. Phil Show.
I'm the supervising news producer at Dr. Phil. We go out in the field and get all the big headline-making stories. We have done kidnapping survivor Michelle Knight from Cleveland, the brother of John Benet Ramsey. We just met with the family of Gabby Petito. Dr. Phil has really been there for me, not only in my career, but in a personal way. Everyone who knows me knows that my corgi Teddy is like a son to me, and when he was diagnosed with lymphoma on Christmas Eve, I couldn't find anyone in California to take him in. Even on Christmas Eve, Dr. Phil was spending his time making phone calls to make sure that my corgi was treated, and I will never forget that.
You're the reason for 20 seasons. Congrats, Dr. Phil.
My reward for being married for 30 years was being cheated on and thrown away like a piece of garbage.
I did not deserve this.
The concept for what we're doing with the four of you actually started with Robin.
It was happening to so many of my friends. These men are coming in and saying, I don't love you anymore. I don't think I ever loved you. I married you for all the wrong reasons. My goal is to help women that have this happen to them to be able to stand up for themselves and start a new life.
If he would have come to me and said, I found someone else, I could accept that. He just walked out.
You know what bothers me is that you doubt yourself so much and you try to take the blame for everything.
The question is, what do you do now?
I need a drink is what I think.
This is like emotional boot camp.
It's time to put yourself first and your focus on you first. Trying to tell him why you're good enough to have the life you deserve.
I am good enough for myself.
Don't you think it's time to just rid yourself of the pain and the agony that that ring represents to you now?
Well, I have a little surprise for Robin. We reached out to all the women from that series, and all 4 say they are living their best lives because of the advice Robin gave them 16 years ago. And guess what? They are here. So ladies, come on out. Guys, it's so great to see you. 16 years ago, can you believe it?
No, I can't.
You changed my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Donna, how are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. I just want to say what a blessing it is for me to be on your show. Robin has empowered me so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for saying that. I'm overwhelmed right now because I will never forget that show. I will never forget sitting with you 4 women and from minute 1 to the end of the show and how far you moved and how powerful you became. I was just so happy and thrilled for you. And now you're here today with such beautiful, strong smiles on your faces. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You saw something in me that I was lacking to see, and that was my self-worth. Bless you. And I'm so grateful and thankful to you for not giving up on us.
I remember when I came on the show, I thought it was going to be about our exes and how horrible they were, but it wasn't that at all. It was about us and what we needed to do to help ourselves.
And that's one of the things I learned from Robin. You can only be taken advantage of if you let yourself.
That's right.
And boy, I was right there. I was letting myself.
I have to say, I learned the strength of a woman from my mother. When I was very young, I have to say maybe 13, 14 years old, my mother told me one time, you need one person in your life that you can always depend on, to always be strong and be there for you, and that needs to be you. That needs to always be you. And I believed her. I thought, that's me, I'm her. And that's all I wanted to see in all of you.
I've enjoyed going through this today because I know millions of people watch what we do here and watch the stories that we unfold, and I know people have to wonder, you know, who are the people that are doing this? I mean, who are they really? I know you wonder who I am really, and Robin and I have been married 45 years, and we have 2 boys. I'm not perfect, and Robin's perfect. And you know, we have a family like everybody else, and we have a family here, and I think it's good for people to see, you know, who's doing these stories that we put on. We don't laugh about it, we don't joke about it. We treat these stories with dignity and respect, and we try to do something good with them.
That's right.
Anything else you want to say?
I just have to say the one thing I've said from day one, I've come to every show to support you and, of course, the entire staff and crew because I think he's brilliant. And I have to say, I think everyone that works here with him is brilliant. And I'm very proud of this show.
Well, we're out of time today, but I think we should keep the fun going. So here's a sneak peek at just a few of the inspiring updates and behind-the-scenes moments on tomorrow's episode.
Tomorrow on an all-new Dr. Phil, 20 years of helping people.
I'm still crying after 16 years.
You can't tell me what to do.
Since this show, I graduated college.
Changing minds.
Why do you think you get angry?
I was maybe born with it.
If it wasn't for you, God knows what would have happened.
And changing lives.
I'm no longer a picky eater at all.
I would have died, for sure.
You've been judged enough.
Dr. Phil's 20th anniversary show. That's tomorrow.
And I have one more surprise for Robin, and you don't want to miss that. All of that and much more tomorrow.
Dr. Phil, 20th season!
Dr. Phil, thank you for changing my life.
I'm so grateful to you for not giving up on us.
Join the celebration. Dr. Phil's 20th anniversary show. Check your local listings.